We're going to look at something a little different. We're going to start kind of a preview of something you'll see in pre-calculus if you take that, and it's called trigonometry. And literally all that is that's the measure, that's what the metry at the end is, the measure of a triangle. That's what it really comes down to. But you did some trigonometry and geometry, sine, cosine, tangent within right triangles. We're going to extend that a little bit now to what's called the unit circle. And we're going to look at a little chart like this. I have one of these in Classroom that you could print out and use if you want, or you could just copy it down and kind of make a rough guesstimate of this if you can't print it out. It'd be best if you could print it out. In pre-calculus, we're going to use these points around the outside. We just don't have enough time to do that in here right now. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start out, and we think of when we start talking about an angle in standard position. An angle, there's an initial side, and then you start in one direction and to the terminal side. And so if we were looking at this angle right here, we always start measuring from the positive x-axis, and that's called 0 degrees. If we go this way around the circle, the angle is positive. If we go this way around the circle, the angle is negative. And so we start out at 0 degrees. If you think about back to geometry, how many degrees in a complete revolution around a circle? 360. So this is also could be considered 360 degrees. Half of that then, half of 360 is 180 degrees. This is half of 180, so this is 90 degrees. Okay, I'm going to move this out so I have a flat surface to write on. There we go. Okay, down here is 90 degrees more than 180 is 270 degrees. And now we just break this into, these are called our standard angles. Half of 90 is 45. This is 30. This is 60. If you think of, we got 30 degrees here, so 30 more than that's 120. Halfway between 90 and 180 is 135. This is 150. And then if you could add 30 degrees, add 45 degrees, add 60 degrees, and add 90 degrees. And then 30 degrees more, it'd be 300, 315, and 330. And so there's our angles around the circle, positive degrees. If we went the other way, this would be 0, this would be minus 30, minus 45, minus 60, minus 90. It's these same things, except they're going the other direction around and they're negative. Okay? And so really your assignment today is, if we go back to geometry, this was the first quadrant, and we know that the values are positive, positive. This is the second quadrant, it's negative, positive. This is the third quadrant down here, they're both negative. And the fourth quadrant over here, it's positive, negative. Okay? And so that's some information that we can use in the future. All right. So really your assignment today is going to look kind of like this. And it's going to ask you on the unit circle, locate the following position for angles with these degrees. Draw a radius to the measure and put the degree on the circle. And so what you're going to do is for each one of these, like 135. Well, 135 was the halfway point in between here. So all I do is just draw a line right there, and that is item I, so I'll label it as I. If we look at M, it was, well, let's see, that's K, it's 210 degrees. Well, 210 degrees was the 30-degree angle here. So that's K, so I'd label it as K. You're going to do the same thing in number 2. My dog is bothering me right now, so that's, if I'm distracted, that's what's going on. On number 2, or excuse me, on this one, you're going to do the same thing except we're doing negative angles. So again, you're just going to label it with whatever letter that is. And you can just put those all in the same one. This one down here just tells which quadrant it's in. So 50 degrees, again, if we went back to our circle, the first quadrant's between 0 and 90, the second's between 90 and 180, the third's between 180 and 270, the fourth is between 270 and 360. If it's negative, it's just the other way around. So 0 to negative 90 is fourth quadrant, negative 90 to negative 180 is third quadrant, and so on and so forth. And that's what your assignment for today will be this worksheet right here, number 1 trig preview. Try and see if you can learn those angles. Those are the angles that we use the most in trigonometry, so you really need to know those. Let me know if you have any questions.